Hey guys, how is everyone doing today? Everything's going pretty good here. I'm going to try to make this video as short as possible because it is hot outside and I have to turn the air conditioner off because I've got the window air conditioner when I'm making a video, so it makes it even that hot. I can't talk today, and I promise I haven't had anything to drink except for some water. But anyways, I want to talk about some pros and cons of weight loss surgery, and I also wanted to give a shout out to one of the biggest inspiration. Many of you are inspirations to me, and I watch your channel and I watch every video and follow you. But I want to give a shout out to Numi. She has just been a great inspiration to me, and if you haven't watched her videos, I suggest go over to her channel and subscribe and watch her videos. She's a wonderful person. And Numi, I just wanted to say, I know you're going through some things right now, and me and many of your other subscribers, our thoughts and prayers are with you, and everything will get better. So anyways, we will get into talking about pros and cons. So, and I'm going to be looking down here because I scribbled notes down. But anyways, some of the pros, is, of course, the majority is going to be improved health. We're getting this tool to help improve our health, to help lose weight and keep the weight off, and other health reasons. So I still get aggravated when I hear someone say, oh, you're taking the easy way out. No, by no means is the surgery an easy way out. And all of you who have already had the surgery, you know it's not the easy way out. And if you're new to my channel, I have not had surgery yet. I still have 2 more dietitian appointments, one coming up in 2 weeks, and then I'll have one in October, and then I'll be able to get scheduled for my surgery. So I'm ready. It's been a long 6 months. So anyways, I get off of subject and anyways. So many of the programs, is going to help you with smoking cessation, because most programs will not allow you to smoke. So if you're a smoker, you have to quit smoking. And believe me, I am a former smoker. I know how hard it is, but if I can do it, you can do it. I ended up using, probably not going to say it right, Chantix. And I was scared to death to use that because everyone, had talked about all the crazy side effects that it could give us, and nightmares and suicidal thoughts and this and that. I had absolutely 0 side effects from it. It took the craving of cigarettes away. Within, you still smoke when you first start taking it, and within probably a week, I went to light up a cigarette. It tasted so nasty, I literally almost got sick. And it's been over a year. So, and I mean, I had quit smoking previously with Chantix. The first time I quit smoking for probably, I don't know, 6 to 8 months or something like that. And of course, like an idiot, I ended up going through a bad breakup and stuff, and I started smoking again. Stupid. But this time I've been quit over a year. See, I'm already starting to sweat. It's hot in here. But it's been over a year this time, and I won't ever go back. I can't even stand the smell of cigarette smoke anymore. If I smell someone smoking, it's just it's horrible. Another pro is improved self-esteem. So many of us have low self-esteems, have low self-esteem, and we have body image issues. I do myself. So with the surgery, you know, and having this tool to help us lose the weight and stuff, you know, many of us, you know, it's going to improve the way we see our body image, you know. So that's one thing that many of us have an issue with. You know, it's going to make you a better you, ultimately, really. You know, if you think about it, it's going to make me a better me. So, well, I take that back. It will make you a better you and me a better me, as long as we stick to what we are supposed to be doing, you know, our diet and our exercise, and still eating healthy. Because, I mean, yes, this is just a tool, so, I mean, we can't still just eat pizza and this and that, because there's so many things that we're not going to be able to eat or tolerate after surgery. So, you know, it's going to ultimately help with our level of activity. You know, yeah, we start exercising and eating healthy and stuff before surgery, and many of us, you know, we go through these routines of diet and exercise, and, you know, one of the reasons why we use this as the last resort is because we either A, can't lose the weight, or B, we lose the weight but we can't keep it off, and it comes back more than what we were at before. So, you know, excuse me, ultimately we are going to be able to move better once we lose that weight. We're going to be able to do things that we wasn't able to do before. So, you know, it's going to help with that as thing. So, you know, it also is going to increase our energy. So, you know, with more energy, we're going to want to go out and do more things. We're going to be able to be more active. You know, it improves different comorbidity issues, you know, different health issues, diabetes, blood pressure, diabetes, blood pressure, sleep apnea, cholesterol. There's so many different things that this helps with. You know, I have high blood pressure and sleep apnea, and I've got uncontrollable acid reflux. My cholesterol's high. I'm borderline diabetic. So, you know, many of us, you know, after you have the surgery, and, you know, everyone's different. And I've said this a million times. No one person is going to be the same as the next person that has surgery. All of our journeys are different, and, you know, we learn from each other. So, you know, I'm hoping that I won't no longer have to take blood pressure medicine. There's a chance that I may still have to take blood pressure medicine, but you don't ever have to take it again. So it just all depends on how our bodies are, and, you know, just the way things go for us. So, and, you know, don't let things like that scare you. I know it, I mean, it's scary enough having surgery, but, you know, you hear, oh, this person say, I've had this complication, I had that complication. That doesn't mean you're going to have that complication. You may not have any complications at all. You know, it just all depends on how our body is. And, I mean, there can be complications with any surgery, any surgery. I mean, I had complications when I had surgery on my hand. I had some complications, you know, you don't know. Anything could lead to complications. You know, in many cases, this is the only alternative to help with comorbidities and weight loss and stuff. And, I mean, I already said that previously in the video, you know, it's the last resort for many of us. So, you know, if you want to try to say it's an easy way out, anyone that thinks that, it is not an easy way out. Anyways, so I'm going to talk about some cons of weight loss surgery. Now, to me, some of the cons I really think is a pro. And you'll see why. I'll tell why whenever I get to that part. But, you know, one of the cons is, like, say, lap band surgery. My doctor does not even do lap band anymore because most generally everyone that has lap band ends up having to have it removed because there's just so many different complications with it. Now, I'm not saying you had complications with yours. You could have a lap band, may still have one, could have had one for years, no problems, whatnot. But like I said, everybody is different. But my doctor removes more lap bands than anything. They move several a month, remove several a month. And so they don't even do that, you know. And with the lap band, it's easily reversed, but can cause complications too, because you know scar tissue can build around it, and also it could make it difficult to remove if it has to be. You know, the other operations, you know, RNY, Roux-en-Y, and gastric sleeve and different things, they're permanent. Now, I have heard people talking about having like revisions from, I want to say like maybe gastric sleeve to Roux-en-Y, but I don't know. I'm not a doctor or a medical professional, so I don't know what can be changed and switched and whatnot. So, you know, another big one, you know, that's a con is food addiction. Many of us are addicted to food, and I'm not saying you're addicted to food, but there are many people out there that are addicted to food. The surgery, you know, is not going to take that food addiction away. So we have to be very, very careful after we have the surgery, because, you know, if we have a food addiction, and there's nothing wrong with having a food addiction. It doesn't make you any less of a better person if you have a food addiction. I pretty much have a food addiction too, you know, and it's from like stress eating, you know, and or watching TV. I think I have to have food, and I'm getting better at it. I am getting better, but you know, it's important, you know, to, if you have a food addiction, it's important to have support. You know, if you have a counselor or someone to talk to them about it. It's not an easy thing, and, you know, this surgery is merely just a tool. So if we have a food addiction and we constantly, you know, yeah, we've had surgery and we're still addicted to food, and, you know, we can lose all this weight and become healthier and then start gaining weight back, you know, and we don't want that. So don't be afraid to talk to someone, you know, by any means. Don't be afraid to talk to anybody. You know, you've got to make a conscious effort in order to focus on other stress reducers, you know, because for many of us, food addiction is brought on by stress. Like I said, you know, I'm a stress eater. So, you know, we have to look and find other ways to relieve that stress instead of eating. So, and like I said, it's not easy. Another thing is head hunger. And I talked about this a little bit in my last video, you know, because sometimes I wonder to myself, am I actually really hungry? Is it head hunger? You know, so, you know, the head hunger is not going to go away after surgery. I guess we just have to learn to control that, and that's part of, I think that's part of food addiction, you know, the head hunger, because we're so used to, you know, being stressed out and grabbing that bag of potato chips and whatnot, and after surgery we can't do that. I mean, you could do that, but we don't want to. So, you know, another con, and this is one of the ones that I see as a pro as well, is, you know, it restricts our food. What am I trying to say? It restricts the amount of food that we're able to intake. I guess people could see that as a con, but I kind of see it as a pro, because this is a tool to help lose weight. So with it limiting the amount of food we intake, yeah, I mean, I can sit down now and eat a great big plate of pasta if I wanted to, you know. That's pretty much impossible after having gastric bypass, you know. We're only going to be able to eat a wee little amount. So I see it as a pro, really, because instead of being able to sit down and eat a whole plate of pasta or something, I'm not going to be able to eat that much. So I'm going to feel full after, you know, a few bites. So to me, that's a pro, because, you know, I'm restricted to how much I can eat at a time. So, you know, you may see it as a con, you know, but in a way, I guess it could be a con, but I see it as a pro as well. So, you know, another con is, you know, you're going to be limited to what you can. Well, I shouldn't say limited. It's going to restrict the type of foods that you're able to eat. Now, this isn't going to be for everybody, because, you know, some food intolerances is going to be stuff like bread and rice and pasta, tough meat, fruit with skins, different things like that. But it's not going to be the same for everyone. You know, I may be able to eat rice and pasta just perfectly fine. You may not be able to. You may be able to eat rice and pasta, and I might not be able to. Everybody's body is different. No two people are going to have the same experiences. So, and I mean, yes, I may be able to handle eating the same things you can, but I mean, in general, everything's not going to be the same. So, you know, we've got to focus mainly on protein after surgery, because our protein intake is important, as well as our fluid intake. So, you don't want to get dehydrated. So, no sugary foods, you know. Now, I'm not saying that you can't eat a sugary food and be perfectly fine with it, but for many, many people, they say it causes dumping syndrome, and I mean, it's not good for us anyway, for the sugars. Now, one thing that, with artificial sweeteners, you know, they told us back in the beginning when I first went to, not support group, but it was like the introduction type thing where they talk about bariatric surgery and stuff. They told us then, cut sugar out and start on artificial sweeteners. But we have to be careful with artificial sweeteners, because many artificial sweeteners can cause increased hunger. And they say NutraSweet, I think, is one in particular. I don't know. So, I use Stevia, and I haven't really paid any attention if it causes me to have increased hunger or not, but I mean, it's something that we need to watch out about, you know, watch for. So, you know, like our my surgeon and program and everything does allow caffeine, but not for several weeks after surgery, because, you know, it can cause stomach irritation. They say that it could potentially cause ulcers in your stomach, but you know, what they've talked about and the information that they gave us, you know, says just not for a few weeks because of the stomach irritation. It can also cause unwanted, you know, stimulation of the heart, to where your heart races and all that stuff. It could potentially lead to loss of fluids, dehydration, because caffeine is a diuretic. So, we have to be careful with that. And any other drink that has caffeine in them as well, teas and different things like that. So the fluid of choice is always going to be water. And I'm bad about adding like the True Lime stuff to my water, the different flavorings. And I mean, I don't always do that. I drink plain water as well, but sometimes it's like, well, since I don't really drink soda anymore, I want something flavored. So anyways, but just plain water is always going to be the fluid of choice. Another con is we're going to have to take vitamins and mineral supplement and different supplements for the rest of our lives. But I would much rather take some vitamins and minerals for the rest of my life than worrying about high blood pressure. Am I going to have a heart attack from it? Am I going to have a stroke from high blood pressure? Is my heart going to stop because of my CPAP machine? Sleep apnea is hard on your heart. So, you think about these other things, and, it is a con, but it outweighs other health issues. So, trying to think. I don't know what else to go over. I think I've pretty much alcohol. It is recommended to really never drink alcohol ever again, but in my paperwork they say you must restrict it for at least 6 months, but of course it's recommended to never have it because it absorbs faster, which will result in a higher blood alcohol level. It takes longer for your blood alcohol level to return to normal. Most alcohols are really high in calories, and then the carbonation, so, and then, codependency and everything. You can become more dependent on alcohol, after surgery and stuff, they say. So, I don't know. So, I think that's pretty much it for pros and cons. But, another thing, and that they have pounded into our head and stuff, we feel so bad about our body image and overeating and different things. And I'm not saying everybody does, but, many of us do. And, one thing I want to say that my bariatric team has told us, obesity is no longer considered a cosmetic issue that is caused by overeating and a lack of self-control. Obesity is now recognized that it's a chronic progressive disease resulting from multiple environmental and genetic factors. They tell us it's in our genetics. I have many people in my family that is overweight. I mean, there's nothing wrong with being overweight. There's nothing wrong with it at all, But for us that have many health issues, this is the last resort to help us, when we're not able to lose and keep it off and do everything. So, I don't know. But anyways, I'm going to quit talking your guys' ear off. I just wanted to come on today and talk a little bit about some pros and cons. And, some people, like I said, you may have one issue, this person may have another issue, you may not have this issue, you may have this issue. No two people are alike. And I don't know why I keep repeating the same thing over and over and over and over and over. But anyways, I want to tell everyone that I hope you have a awesome, wonderful day. And until next time, I will talk to you all later and hope you have a wonderful evening. Talk to you later, guys. Bye.